Lando Norris's speed was never in question, even when the 26-year-old was publicly berating himself and trailing his McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri this season. Several drivers pointed out privately that Norris was naturally quicker. The only uncertainty was whether Norris could eliminate the mistakes that were frustratingly common in the early months of the season. In the end, with the title to lose at Abu Dhabi and the pressure higher than ever, he held his nerve. In fact, it was Norris said he felt his most comfortable and confident. After 7 seasons and 152 races for McLaren, this is finally his time. He's the 11th British driver to become world champion, crossing the line last season in Abu Dhabi with a mature drive to seal McLaren's first constructors title in 26 years, finishing behind a dominant Max Verstappen in the overall standings. Norris pledged next year is going to be my year too. A full circle moment now complete. The manner of the victory, finishing third in the final race and winning the title by just 2 points. Norris was neither overwhelmingly dominant nor in total control, as fitting of a driver who's never pretended to be invincible. His 7 victories have been coupled with moments of despair, such as Zandvoort, when he broke down head in hands in that sand dune. With his smoking McLaren. Piastri had a 34-point lead, and Norris' body language looked like that of a man who thought he'd lost the title race, but instead it proved to be a turning point. I just had to step up what I was doing away from the track. In terms of the people I was working with, I added more people to that group. Norris said, I had to work harder, both on the simulator and here at the track. I had to change my approach, I had to change my style of driving, I had to sag deep and try to understand more things quicker in a more advanced way than I ever hoped. That's what gave me the advantage. The pressure is off. I can go and do what I like. It was really the opposite. I got to be more of myself because of the external factors, working with professionals in different areas to unlock more of my ability. We like our sportsmen, want to give off an air of perfection to exclude the belief they are unbeatable, sticking with surety. That is not Norris, and perhaps it never will be. He's proved himself with this win that it doesn't need to be. He wears his heart on his sleeve, for better or for worse. This season, by far his most successful in the sport. He has called himself, among other things, an effing idiot, clueless, and said he felt like he'd never driven an F1 car before. Yet the constant quest for perfection has driven him. His father Adam, one of the richest men in Breton, said, we don't go home until we've sorted out a problem. He said he remembers that growing up, Norris was the closest to the apex of the corner, only 3 centimetres away, and he still wouldn't be happy. Even when leading the championships in the early stages, he was making mistakes and was often one of the last drivers to leave the paddock, searching for answers. Earlier in Norris's career, McLaren encouraged the driver to be more positive when analysing performances, but now his willingness to let out his frustrations regardless of his strength. This season he found a way to recover from setbacks quicker. He gained but seeded the championship lead 4 times this season. Last season, Helmut Marko, the senior Red Bull advisor, said Norris lacks mental strength required to win the title, and the driver revealed he struggled to eat or drink before a race because of nerves and anxiety. Instead, Norris and his team accepted the ways in which his mind could work against him, and they took steps to mitigate it. Whether many drivers see the delta time, live lap data, corner by corner, compared with everything they've done in the past. Norris realised it was causing him to overdrive, chasing time instead of feeling a lap naturally. He turned it off for a significant chunk of the season for his superb pole in Monaco onwards, and it seemingly culminated with fewer mistakes. So did the front suspension introduced in Montreal, which gave him more strength refueling. The season began with McLaren as favourites, and it was not a tag that sat comfortably with him. His impressive run of form came against the spotlight, slowly reeling in Piastri, while much of the attention was on Verstappen's charge. It fitting that Verstappen was a genuine contender, despite not having the fastest car for much of it, because Norris battles with him has ultimately been the ultimate challenge. Having gone toe to toe and wheel to wheel with him in 2024, he finally believed he was ready to win the title. This time, in the biggest moments, he's held an iconic race before he finally lifted the trophy at Silverstone in front of 10,000 fans in the Lando stand at Stowe Corner. Lando is the best place he's ever been, said Zach Brown. As he's talked about all the media noise, he's really been able to block that out, and I wouldn't say laugh it off, but just shrug it off, not take it personally. Whether the mind games came from Red Bull this time, Norris was undeterred. Verstappen said he would have won the title in the McLaren a long time ago. Norris called it nonsense. He may well have had the best car for most of the season, but so did Piastri, who was billed as unflappable. Against the odds, it was Norris who held his nerve. Brown remembers that when he introduced Norris to Ron Dennis, the teenage driver was so shy that the former McLaren boss wasn't sure he would be able to make it in F1. Alongside his reserve nature, Norris was made a snatcher and had to work extra hours to pack on the muscle required. Norris said, like at the end of last season, never had the confidence for anything I've done. That's been my mentality since I was a kid. I was never the big one or the best one. I was never good at anything bar driving. As it turned out, that was all he needed. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.